Hey, Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. And let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. Now, today's first story comes from Pollution Prior 2939 from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit. It says, "Am I the arsehole for telling my husband's girl best friend she can't host my baby shower? I, 22 female, and my husband, 23 male, got married young. I was 18, he was 19. Both of us knew we always wanted to get married and start a family young. I started college 2 years ago, and he just graduated with a Bachelor of Biomedical Science. My husband has a girl best friend, 23 female, who I'll call Sam, who we met in college. Both of them grew up Baptist, and while he's left the church, they had a very similar childhood and bonded quite quickly. Despite what you may be thinking, her and I got along really well. She and I liked the same music, and we were both studying in relatively the same field, so she became a friend of mine as well. Since I found out I was pregnant though, some issues have started to arise. We announced our pregnancy on social media after we told our parents. Sam texted my husband a congrats text and then told him to pass on her well wishes to me. She's been texting him non-stop with baby advice and what she likes to call advice for mama, which includes sometimes relatively targeted jabs at what I should eat. Honestly, I kept brushing the texts off, but it got to a point where the conversations were less about the baby and more about me, which I was getting increasingly uncomfortable with because she wasn't texting me, she was texting my husband. My husband acknowledged this and has just started to show them to me and asked what I want him to do. I just told him to ignore them. When I announced I was having a baby shower and sent out the invites, I received a text from Sam. She said something along the lines of wanting to host my baby shower and set it up. I told her politely that my mum was planning on hosting it with the help of my sister and that it was a special moment for them and I wouldn't want to take that away. Well, Sam ignored that message because the next day she came over and insisted we start working out arrangements for the venue. I told her once again my mum and sister were hosting it, and she told me that I should take her advice and let her plan it because she'd ensure the baby shower would be better if she planned it, particularly because she'd be working on the menu, whether it was pregnancy hormones or just bottled up rage. I told her that the jabs she'd been making at me behind my back about my diet during this pregnancy to my husband are really annoying, and at that, no, she cannot host this shower, and from now on, her unsolicited advice was not appreciated, especially if she can't say it to my face. That night, my husband's phone blew up with messages from Sam saying that he had no right to show her those messages, and they were just supposed to be health tips because Sam was studying nutritional science and only wanted to help her best friend and ensure a happy baby and life. I know she had somewhat good intentions and she's been a good friend to my husband and to me, so am I the arsehole?" So there was a downvoted comment who brought up Sam is more knowledgeable about nutrition and just trying to help. OP responded to that saying, "I decided not to read a lot of messages she sent simply because I didn't care. But according to my obgyn, I'm eating perfectly normal things for a healthy pregnancy. I've always been on the skinnier side and through high school I was severely underweight. But when I got pregnant I needed to eat more to sustain a healthy weight. I don't know if Sam knows that, but I do know that according to my doctor, I'm actually eating quite well so far." OP then asked the commenter, "Are you Sam undercover? I have to ask, look, I don't know her intentions, but you saying you have been and are still perhaps underweight. Thanks for your unsolicited opinion on my body based on the small amount of information you have been given. I've been eating healthy and I am now a healthy weight. As for the advice Sam was giving me, it was sound advice, yes. Medically, I'm sure it was perfectly normal advice. I'm not arguing with that, but my issue comes from her unsolicited comments, advice that was not ever given to me under the pretenses of being a good friend. Advice was given to my husband, and apparently I was not supposed to see it. I don't know if you yourself have ever been pregnant, but I'm going to assume no. Advice you don't ask for, comments on how you eat, what you eat. Everyone loves to put their 2 cents in. But as long as my doctor says I'm healthy and I'm eating healthy, and as far as I'm concerned, other people's opinions that I never asked for can shove off." I love it when people get sassy at the end. Shove off. Opie then added some additional info in the comments and says, "Sorry, I have to post this here due to the character limits. Hi everyone, Opie here. Just wanted to give some more context and info and answer a lot of your burning questions. And also a thank you for all the well wishes. Our baby girl is healthy and happy from what I've heard from our Obgyn." Okay, here goes. 1. Sam is in a short-term relationship. They've been dating for about 2 months and he's nice. I haven't talked to him much, but from what I've gathered, he treats her well. 2. I was severely underweight for most of high school. My mum was always very thin and so was I, but in high school I suffered from an eating disorder for a while and lost a lot of weight very quickly. For the past 3 years I've been working with a therapist and food specialist to maintain a good diet, and that has not changed since pregnancy. My Obgyn is happy with my health and the health of the baby. Sam does not know this, only my close family, friends and husband do. I don't share that info with many people because I don't find it necessary to. 3. Sam met my husband first before I met her. Husband and I have been dating for 3 years by then. We started dating in high school. She's never expressed interest in my husband that I know of. 4. It was not his choice to ignore messages but mine. Pregnancy has given me a lot of unnecessary stress and I didn't want to add to that by causing more drama with people. If it was his way, he would have shut her down. I told him not to because Sam has always been a passionate person. I didn't think much about the messages when they first started. That has since changed. 5. What I found most weird about the situation was that I was apparently not allowed to see those messages, yet they were about me and how I was eating. Some of them were sort of snarky. The worst one I saw was along the lines of criticizing me for wanting McDonald's at 3 in the morning when apparently a Big Mac, a large fries and a vanilla thick shake is not healthy for the baby. I did cry a little bit after reading that, and my husband did send a text message saying that I was allowed to crave stuff during my pregnancy, which she ignored. 6. Husband and I are probably going to go low contact with her for a bit. Also, he rarely hangs out with her anymore, and if he does, he invites me, but I don't always go because I'm tired. 7. Edit, it was my choice to go low contact, not my husband's. Please stop criticizing him for this decision as it wasn't his. I'm aware this post has now become a place where many people are insinuating that Sam and my husband may have something going on. I assure you, they do not. My reasoning for going low contact and not no contact are my own, and it is what I am comfortable with at this moment. Thank you. I know this is way beyond just the baby shower itself, but just to cover that for a moment, where she wanted to host it, Opie politely told her no because mum and sister were planning it, it's a special thing for them. Anyone out there would just go, "Oh yeah, I totally get that. If you need help in any way, just let me know. I'll be there if you want me to." But then the next day, fucking turns up and insists that they start working out arrangements for the venue. That's screaming to me, there's something else going on here. This is worrying. And then that with all the text messages, unsolicited advice, I don't blame you for bursting out the way you did and being pissed off about it. And OP's edit number 7, where they said they'd gone low contact, step in the right direction. They said they're not comfortable with no contact just yet, but I got a feeling it might go that way in the end. It sounds like you're doing everything right for your own pregnancy. You're talking to the specialist, the food specialist as well, especially what you've been through in the past. Listen to them, not to some random giving you advice. She may know some details, but listening to your specialist is obviously the right way about it. So then OP comes in with her update and says, "Hi everyone. First, I just want to thank you all for the support. Truly means the world. Okay, so hubby and I phoned Sam today and talked to her about the issues we were having with how she was acting. I explained that I was very uncomfortable with the fact that she'd been texting my husband, not me, about my pregnancy and eating habits, and that when she assumed she'd be granted secrecy and she wasn't, she got mad. Sam explained that in the moment it seemed like a good idea not to text me directly in case she overstepped and made me mad. So she was hoping that if she explained things to my husband, he'd be able to relay that info to me casually. She assured she just wanted to help protect and nurture the baby, and that I said that this isn't her baby. I'm perfectly capable of making sure the baby is healthy. She apologized and explained that truly she only thought she was doing something good. Husband and I explained we're just going to distance ourselves a bit because the situation has not only made me uncomfortable, but husband also said that he needs to focus on his wife right now, and Sam needs to take a back seat. I don't think she was overly happy with this, but she said okay. She asked if she was still invited to the baby shower, and hubby said it may be best that she skips it. But I explained if she wants, her invitation is still valid and she is still welcome. Sam did text me after the phone call, asking if we can meet up for coffee, so I'm seeing her tomorrow. I'll update on how that goes. Honestly, I think she was just misguided. She's not a bad person at heart. Thanks. Update 2. This will probably be the last update I do unless something else happens, but safe to say after today, Sam is out of our lives. Essentially, I did go see Sam and she was not alone. In fact, she brought her cousin who is, pause for effect, therapist. Oh, dearie me. I'm kind of lost for words there. About 5 minutes into Sam's opening monologue, I left. She explained that after hubby and I told her we wanted low contact, she realized that clearly the stress of expecting a baby had caused me to act irrationally, and she wanted me to have someone to speak to. She even tried to dress it up by saying that yay, I didn't have to pay for this. Yippee! Anyway, I left. Hubby sent her a message saying we need distance and not to contact us for a while. Edit, this does not mean we're going low contact. We're going no contact. As I stated, she is out of our lives. Sam's a bit irrational right now and we just want to minimize fallout, hence telling her for a while. Not to psychoanalyze, but honestly I think Sam needs help. Clearly she cares, but it's too much. And honestly it's insulting how little she thinks I can look after myself and my baby. Her overbearing personality has its limits and honestly I can't take it. Anyways, thank you for all your support. If there's another update I'll post here. For now, bye. Oh my word. Let's just go back to update 1 a second here where husband and OP's explaining to her we need to distance ourselves. We need a little bit of distance right now. You know, you're still invited to the baby shower if you want. You're still welcome to come. Directly after, Sam texts and asks to meet for coffee and then ends up bringing her cousin therapist along. I mean, what was this cousin thinking after all this? If Sam explained what she's been doing and the lead up to this, surely her cousin, who's a therapist, would have been like, I'm here for the wrong person. OP should have just literally got up and said, you two need to talk to each other. Holy moly on toast. What do you guys make of that? Absolutely a no contact situation. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And let's move on to another story. Now, our next story comes from Independent Log 2003 and says, am I the arsehole for skipping our twins' high school graduation for the birth of our older daughter's baby? My husband, 48 male, and I, 47 female, have 3 wonderful children. Twins, 18 male and 18 female, and an older daughter, 25 female. Recently, we were faced with an incredibly difficult situation, and now our twins are very upset with us. We are genuinely torn and wondering if we made the wrong decision. Our older daughter was due to give birth around the same time as the twins' high school graduation. As fate would have it, she went into labor on the exact day of the graduation ceremony. This was our first grandchild, and our daughter was understandably anxious and wanted us by her side. We made the tough call to be there for her, thinking that we could make it up for the twins later. We did inform the twins about the situation, hoping they would understand, but they were clearly disappointed. Since then, they've been giving us the silent treatment and have been ignoring us completely. They've been going out together, buying food for themselves, and even celebrating their graduation without us. It's heartbreaking to see them so hurt and distant. They aren't speaking to their sister either, which makes the situation even more painful. Our son bluntly told us that he values us and his sister more than a baby who has its whole life ahead, while the graduation is a once-in-a-lifetime event. He also warned us not to try and talk to his sister, saying she wouldn't bother giving trash parents the satisfaction of a response. I've noticed that my husband is deeply affected by this. He tries to stay strong, but I can see the pain in his eyes every time the twins ignore him or make hurtful comments. He suggested we spend the entire week spoiling them with gifts and special outings to make it up to them. We thought maybe we could do something special to show them how much we care and to celebrate their achievements in a different way. Unfortunately, this idea didn't seem to bridge the gap either. We're genuinely at a loss and filled with regret. We thought they would understand the importance of both events and that we could celebrate their graduation later in a special way. But seeing their reaction, we can't help but wonder if we made a grave mistake. So, am I the arsehole for skipping our twins' high school graduation for the birth of our granddaughter? We are deeply saddened by the rift this has caused in our family and are desperately seeking advice on how to mend it. So, there were some people asking questions to, get some additional information. Corgi Huntress says, ETA. After seeing OP's comments, it sounds like they could have easily had at least one parent attend the graduation, that the elder daughter went into labor and they completely dismissed the twins from their minds. I'm also guessing from the twins' reactions that the parents make a habit of putting the twins second or third or last. You're the arsehole. Info. Why didn't at least one of you go to the graduation? Did your daughter have a husband or boyfriend there? Why couldn't you have left long enough for the graduation? Was she in serious labor by that time? Opie responded with, to clarify, our daughter's boyfriend left her when he found out she was pregnant. When she went into labor, we both rushed to be with her, and in the moment we weren't thinking straight. We were overwhelmed and wanted to support her through the birth of her first child. Looking back, we realized that one of us should have gone to the graduation. It was a major oversight on our part and we deeply regret it. We were so focused on being there for our daughter that we didn't consider the impact our absence would have on the twins' important day. We know we're the assholes in the situation and we're trying to find a way to make it right. Amazing Maple says, you're the asshole, both of you. Talk about favoritism. Opie says, I know it seems like it, but we really don't have favorites. We both love our children equally. We were dumb and made a decision on the spot, and we regret it a lot. I always find ones like this a little bit difficult because I always feel like we haven't got the full picture of their history and stuff, just because of the way the twins were talking, their reaction, etc. So I'm just going to try and keep it simple from my point of view, simple as possible, which might end up being a bad take. But I feel that the parents know themselves that they should have basically, one went to the graduation, one went to the birth, would have been problem solved. Another issue, they knew the labor was coming, they knew the graduation was coming. On the rare chance that these coincide, I feel like there should have been some sort of plan in place. They're the parents. What do we do if this happens? As always, it's very easy for me to say I'm reading a very small part of their lives, but they know this themselves, they said this themselves in their comments. So I think that in itself would automatically give the verdict of you're the arsehole. There's some comments talking about that the way that they address them. One says, like they say, our daughter and the twins, like the twins ain't separate people themselves, and the usual talk in these situations of favoritism. All I say on that is I hope that's not the case, and I hope that they're able to have some sort of discussion, family get together. I don't understand why they haven't done this already and discussed their feelings on the matter, the panic they had in those moments, that they know they can't change what's happened in the past, but they hope that they can earn their forgiveness for what did happen. It was a fuck up. And I hope I haven't played that down too much. I'm from the UK. Graduations aren't a huge thing. Actually, they weren't a thing at all when I was growing up. I know they phased in a little more now, but they're certainly not a huge thing in the UK like they are in the US and possibly other places as well. Falling into Polka Dot says, was your eldest daughter literally given birth while your twins were having their graduation ceremony? You couldn't have gone to see them graduate and then go to your eldest daughter's side. Does your eldest daughter have a significant other, the baby's father, a best friend that was also with her while she labored? Kinda crappy of her not to realize it's her sibling's graduation and insist that you attend. You could have stayed in contact over the phone. One of you could have gone and one of you could have stayed and FaceTimed the ceremony. You could have asked someone to live stream the graduation, to just not go at all if there was a way you could have. While also making sure your eldest was not alone would definitely make you the arsehole in my eyes. Sis too. though I get why she not maybe thinking her clearest. Squiddo says, "You're the asshole, even though it was unintentional. You basically just showed your twins that your elder daughter is more important to you than they are. This was a once-in-a-lifetime event for them both, and you chose to be elsewhere. Labor takes a long time, usually. You could have told your older daughter that the family would be there after the graduation, or one of you, either yourself or your husband, could have gone to the hospital while the other went to the graduation. Instead, your twins were likely some of the only people who had no one there supporting them during this important occasion. It's going to take a long time before you will even come close to making this up to them." So the majority of the comments on this one were all saying, why didn't one go to one event, one the other, etc. It was the logical solution. They said that they were panicked and in that moment and just went to one. But then they came with the update and says, "First of all, thank you to everyone who read and responded to my original post. It blew up far more than I expected, and I appreciate all the honest feedback. I want to start by saying that my husband and I love all our children equally and never intended to hurt our twins. Lost sight of how important the twins' graduation was. We made a rash decision and it was a terrible mistake." To address a common question from the comments, "The reason we're in such a hurry to get to our daughter's labor is that when I was pregnant with the twins, I had a miscarriage scare. The fear and anxiety from that experience still haunt me. And when our older daughter went into labor, those emotions came rushing back. We were terrified something might go wrong, and we felt an overwhelming need to be with her. After reading the comments on my original post, I showed my husband what I had written and the responses we received. He was deeply affected by the feedback and agreed that we needed to apologize sincerely. We decided to have a family meeting. It was one of the hardest conversations we've ever had, but it was necessary. We apologized to our twins, expressing our deep regret for missing their graduation and for the pain we caused them. My husband, with tears in his eyes, admitted that we made the wrong choice and asked for their forgiveness. I followed, echoing his sentiments and apologizing for not being there for them during such an important milestone. The twins were understandably still upset, but they listened. Our son spoke up, saying that while it will take time to heal, he appreciated our apology. Our daughter expressed how much it hurt to feel like they were second place, but said they were willing to work towards rebuilding our relationship. They both ultimately accepted our apologies. We are planning a special celebration just for them, inviting their friends and other family members who supported them. It wasn't a replacement for the graduation we missed, but it was a step towards showing them how much we care. This experience has taught us a valuable lesson about priorities and communication. We are deeply sorry for the pain we've caused, and we hope that with time and effort, our family can heal and grow stronger from this. I'm sorry hurting my two precious babies, and thank you Reddit for being brutally honest." And I think, it feels weird saying this, but I think that's the best possible situation that can come from this. I mean, there's no way that they can make up what happened. They can't redo that day. All they can do is sincerely apologize and try to move on from this. There were still people talking about, there's possible golden child thing going on here, and this is the first time the parents have actually been made aware of it. But I think in this situation, understanding that your children are going to be upset and listening to them, apologizing to them, and knowing that it's going to take time to heal what's happened is the only way forward. But now, what do you guys make of this situation? Do you think it was a golden child thing? It was a mix of comments. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And just a huge thank you for being here today, for getting involved in the stories, showing your love not just towards me, but the OPs and the people within the stories as well, and towards each other down in the comments. It always means the absolute world to see that. Now, if you do want to listen to more stories and you want them to continue scrolling through, don't forget there'll be a couple of playlists at the very end of the video that if you click on, it will automatically scroll through for you. So whatever you're up to whilst you're listening, don't forget to let me know at the way at Mark Narrations over on Twitter. I love to see those pictures of you doing your hobbies whilst you're listening. It really does make my day. So thank you so much for sharing them. Please keep them coming, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and much love.